We're rolling whenever then.
All right.
Build rolling. So get on your video. We're on video faces.
We're on video faces. All right. Well,
and
I left
rolling.
my video face at home, actually.
I didn't. I brought my video face.
Damn.
I gave you guys the cues, right? Or you got that before when I texted you what to do?
What?
All the plans that I had for what we're gonna do.
Listen, I'm
just kidding.
I read the message, but I was like,
you did not. You did not send me anything.
No, I didn't send you anything.
Yeah,
you didn't get any.
You actually didn't even ask us to be here. we just showed up.
Oh yeah.
You literally
we didn't even start shooting either.
Yeah.
No, he already tried to pull some
actually
shit like that on me earlier. He was texting me and he was like, yes, what we're gonna do actually is like I'm gonna smoke and then you and Eddie are just gonna watch me talk. Did I tell you that already?
Yeah.
Just an hour and a half conversation about the Jews.
Yep, that's why I set this up.
And he just
hold
that's
on.
what I wanted to get to. Yeah.
Really quick, I'm just trying to figure out what podcast are we on?
We're on Currency Podcast.
Currency Podcast.
You got me. You got me on a.
I got him.
You got me on a real question.
Here it is.
Real questions, real answers, real results.
So yeah,
I'm not even on screen.
Yeah, you got to scoot the camera over a little bit. You're not on screen.
No, I adjusted it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
But I mean, like,
he knows what he's doing. He's a professional.
Yep, I'm a professional. I'm a professional podcaster. I think.
So hold on. Your podcast, what did it used to be called again? It was.
I had a different podcast called Identity.
Identity. I remember that one. Or wait, was that the one?
What did you think of it?
Is that the one that I caught up on? That was the one that I was.
Identity
like,
is
this
one.
Guy.
Identity is a podcast I made like a book, and I began it and ended it.
Because I listened to that podcast and I was like,
what did you think about that? I don't get very many reviews.
This guy needs to be watched.
Oh wow! Thank you, Sherman. Eddie Sherman. The Sherman. That's what I think. I don't know.
Matt Connor.
Yeah.
Two first names. I guess mine's technically two first names.
It's like two first names, but people whose first name is Connor are usually pretty shitty most of the time. They turn out kind of shitty.
Not in my experience.
I've met.
Oh, you like Connors? Okay, so then I have two good first names.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I look at it. In my experience, actually, a lot more shitty Matts.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of Matts.
There's so many Matts.
We got this guy. This guy's name's Josh.
There's a lot of Joshes. There's a lot of Joshes in the comedy scene.
How many Osanis do you know, though?
Basically none.
Yeah, there's like 7.
There's 7 Osanis left in the world.
Just in America.
Are they?
There's more. There's more in Italy.
Are they all related?
Is it Japanese or anything like that?
Italian. There's more over in Italy.
What?
Osani.
Are they all related to you? Or is it like one of those situations was like, this is an Osani, but like, this is.
I think that people whose first name is Josh, they have a tougher life than other people.
I
think that it's like Matt is a name that's sort of like that because it's like a synonym with a mat, like walking on that. A mat, and I feel like more of a servant to people than other people, maybe sometimes, or maybe I used to. Or if like I'm an idiot and I take my name really literally, I could do that. That's an option for me. I could be Matt, like a mad doormat or whatever.
A doormat.
But I feel like Josh, that's just like a hard one for people, and you have to deal with just joshing you.
Yeah.
That's like, why is that the name that we do? Yeah. There's no other name that we're like, we're just kidding you, and we put somebody's first name in there.
You don't have a car Josh?
What is that? A car Josh?
A car Josh, yeah. I bought mine on Amazon. It was like $45. Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No. Yeah. I also love how he literally just broke down just Josh and like how my joke is.
That's a joke that you have?
Yeah, I'm like the way you broke it down, I'm like, that's literally exactly how my joke goes about.
Oh, okay. Well, I stole it and used it on my podcast.
Good job.
Hell yeah.
So now the question is, does that mean that the joke is unoriginal, or have you just heard it so many times that you just forgot?
But you don't own Josh for all Joshes,
Dude, he does though.
I wasn't speaking for you.
No, I just own Joshin.
Like being a comedian, isn't it kind of like?
Do you put it on your Instagram?
Every time you write a joke,
is it your bio profile in Instagram?
Just Joshin, just not Josh.
You should do that, and then people will be like, "That's the Joshin guy. That's the Josh that does Joshin."
Yeah.
You gotta tag it, or you don't have to tag it everywhere though. You don't gotta do that.
No, it's already trademarked. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, it's like people would figure it out. It's like you should wait for a nickname to happen on its own. I think that you could go by Joe Show, but not really. But don't. That would be terrible.
Instead of Josh O.
I'm not saying you, but if somebody.
No, but is that what you're saying right now? Because I'm Josh O.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Joe Show.
You could go by Joe Show.
The Joe Show.
Yeah. You could. And that kind of sounds more like a drag queen name or something, maybe. But
Joe Show.
I don't know that would work. It sounds like a parody.
I'm wondering if it's
a
genius, or if I'm like,
or if it's just too high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody has to do Joe Show because
now whenever I look at my Instagram handle,
because Joe is really common. I'm just
gonna
see
Joe Show comedy.
You should just change your name, just J-O space, and then the rest of it.
Show.
Yeah. You can even put a dot.
But then I'll really sound Asian. Because people already people already sometimes
that's the goal. You got to become more Asian.
There you go. Yeah, play into the Asian roots.
I mean, if I had them,
the land of the rising sun.
Yeah. If I had them, I would. If I had Asian roots, I would. But there's no Asian roots in this body. Just branches.
Find them.
Yo, have you ever thought about how weird it is that like I mean, I don't know if this is a thing, but like comedians, do they ever like patent their jokes? Because it's like if you do your joke, if you write a joke and somebody else does it, then you're like, hey, you stole that joke, but you never like specifically put in for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how like Disney, like they have like Mickey Mouse.
I don't think you can patent jokes.
Yeah, or like copyright them.
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
Okay.
At Disney, they do that.
So it's just like an honor thing then.
Yeah, it's just like you're socially looked down upon.
Don't take my jokes. That's rude.
It's like a lazy thing.
It's a lazy thing. This is the Currency Podcast brought to you by Corona.
So Matt, do you have because when I last came on, you had like prompts and questions. Do you have that this time too?
Oh, he has it.
Or is it just a conversation?
No, it was more of a conversation. I didn't really have
anything going on.
Yeah, I had nothing going on, and then I kept having nothing going on.
So what things are like, what things are you thinking about? Like,
what I'm thinking about is that like people, it was underrated when Charlie Sheen said winning, and people forgot about that. And it's the same thing as when people say.
I think about this sometimes.
It's the same thing as the way that people use the word nice in real life, where they just tag the word nice.
Dude, nice.
In conversations or in texting, just to tell everybody nice, because that's just like the way that the environment is. Like everybody has to be nice all the time. So it's easy to tag nice, but you might as well be able to tag winning as well, because that's what everybody's trying to do. And so I feel like it's important, or like you might as well develop your own. And I want to say stigma and like just tag stigma, because nobody wants stigma, and so then I'll take it. So I'll just like be like stigma whenever to bring it on myself, but that's my style. And so you could use like the word style the same way. But it's like stigma is a more specific. You could say style, but that one's more generic. That's not as good. That's not as stylistic. It's the same thing as the word flavor. I
don't think it is.
It's just the same thing as flavor doesn't have any flavor, because it's just describing all these specific flavors.
No, unspecific.
So flavor on its own, it's like, what's the flavor? It doesn't have any. So I'm saying that style.
You're saying.
So I'm saying that style is that same thing, where it's like, but if you have a specific style,
but he's
like
mine is no. Like winning.
No,
and winning is also like nice.
Stigma is my specific style. It's not related to style. It's just same thing as anything is a style, or so there's a lot of styles.
But your style is also your flavor now.
It's not it doesn't have to be a call to flavor, but yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you were just saying right there.
No, I was just using an example of like, this is the way.
What? Because you said.
This is the way that flavor relates to all flavors, and then I'm using that to describe the way that style relates to all styles.
Okay, but you started with fucking Charlie Sheen.
with nice.
No, he started with the winning.
I know,
remember?
but that doesn't disqualify me.
He said.
I don't see how winning relates to the.
He said.
Core.
He's like,
I'm saying that style. I'm saying that style.
Let's see if I call
it's the same thing as style is
like,
the same thing as winning or nice or stigma. They're all the same.
Just a saying.
No, well, it's just like tagging a word. I'm saying the same way that producers have a producer tag, but they do it in a song. You might as well. It's like do it in real life or something. But it's just a way of talking. It's a forward way of speaking. So why wouldn't people? Everybody's trying to more. If you're in the public eye, you might as well. You don't have to do it all the time. You don't. It's just like something that you tag as a person, of course.
So are you gonna be one of those comics that like after you're done with a joke, you're gonna say stigma? You're gonna deliver
no, it's not as a
like,
comic.
Stigma.
It's just in life. But I can.
I mean, my catchphrase, if I had one,
but you would preferably
nice.
You'd rather have more than
I say
one.
dude nice often. So it's like
okay. Well, that's
nice.
a tag. I mean, yeah, the things that you say more frequently are tags. But then if you put them in a space that people aren't expecting them, the same as a producer tag would do in a song, like between verses or whatever,
or like at the beginning.
Well, you said you wouldn't expect it.
So like when you wouldn't expect it. So
yeah, if you put the tag in places that people aren't expecting it or people aren't already doing it, then people are like, oh, that's a unique. And then if you're saying a word that doesn't relate to the situation, you say. If you say nice dude, but it's like just in conversation.
No, dude nice.
Okay, well now you got to start saying
nice.
Because that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
just a tag.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I mean, that's
it's
really relatable.
All that means
dude,
is like a positive.
Nice.
It's just positive.
It's really relatable. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're like, dude, I just got a raise. Dude, nice.
Yeah, but don't say it in. Don't say it.
But it also doesn't have to be positive.
Don't say it in response to the person. Just say it on your own when nobody wanted it. Say it on your own when nobody wanted to hear it.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
In places, in public, where they're like, you're not supposed to say that anywhere, just so you.
Dude, I just broke up.
If I walked into a funeral and I was like,
dude, nice.
Like, it's a great casket.
Oh my god.
What just happened?
Was that part of the show?
Holy shit.
Did you just get beer up your nose?
That was so funny that I couldn't breathe.
See, and the thing is I can't even fucking tell if this was a part of it. Are we being Eric Andre?
It feels like it.
You're gonna get waterboarded pretty soon.
Is Hannibal gonna pop out somewhere, or like that the Asian man?
The dude who let me in is just gonna come and shit on the table.
Oh, like Maiden Evan? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't believe met the one.
Yeah, but you can say whatever, Whoever. Proliferation. Say that one. Take whatever word you want. Proliferation. That's a great one. Nobody's using it. Use it a lot. And just like proliferation.
I disagree.
Overuse a word.
I disagree.
I'm trying to figure out.
Overuse a word, but have a bunch of them.
When would be a time
proliferate
to say
every time because everything is like everything proliferates.
Okay, but Matt, give me an example. Give me an example.
Corona Extra proliferates. Coca-Cola proliferates. Anything capitalistic proliferates. Anything you see a lot. Anything that appears, that arises on the surface. Anything that frequents itself in front of your...
But you're being literal. But you're being literal right now. I'm going off what you said, where you're placing it in inappropriate spots. You're being literal, saying these things proliferate.
They proliferate. They keep appearing.
I'm arguing.
They keep appearing publicly and in a chain where they're like related to each other, kind of like money or something like that.
Okay. So we're talking about
money goes
just
around.
saying words in the middle. I'm lost.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. Right?
Okay, because I'm like,
what do you want to know? You want to know?
He's taking
why?
it too far, is what I'm saying. He's taking it too far.
You want to know why?
No, I'm saying he's taking it too far. He's taking it too far.
I'm still trying to gather my thoughts on where did
I'm not
Charlie
far
Sheen
enough.
go.
You
remember when he was like, no one talks about Charlie Sheen enough, and then he stopped talking about Charlie Sheen.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that was like 5 seconds.
Dude, I know.
Okay.
He was like, but that was like he was like using it as like
a setup,
as the crux of like the argument, and then he never brought it back. He was like, people are like nice, and then why don't people do that with like winning? And then I could just do that with stigma, and I'm like, what are we saying right now? So So what you're saying? Hold on, so I can get caught up.
Shocking, yeah.
You're just saying that you just want to just be sitting there on the bus, and you just want to be stigma.
Not that I want to do it. I'm just kind
Or
of
just
floating
like,
out the idea.
You're just sitting there and you're just like, proliferation.
I'm trying to proliferation. That's an easier one to say than stigma. Stigma's more risky because people don't want stigma.
No, because like, dude, nice.
That's the thing about stigma is that people don't want it.
What I'm saying is
But I'm also just trying to bring awareness to stigma. You know? So be like, people should talk about stigma more. People should say stigma. Bring it. Who wants it? Because it's kind of like style. Where it's like, who wants stigma?
Is there a
Do it.
stigma
Do
around
stigma.
the word stigma?
I don't know. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what's so interesting about it. It's one of those never-ending words.
This is
Just imagine like somebody like you know how like you're like let's say you're walking down the street with your bro and then you see like a cute girl or something. You say, "Oh, dude, look at that girl," and you're like, "Dude, nice." But in Matt's case, you're with Matt. He's just like proliferates. Like, dude, check out that.
No, well,
check
you don't
out
have
that
to
baby
do
over
it in
there.
all situations.
Stigma.
yeah.
Stigma.
You just use it when you want to, and you use
That's
it.
where-
You use it strategically to help yourself out at a time that people need to hear it too. I mean, like you've got to be able to say it that like, oh, nobody wants it, but I mean, it's not like that's what you aim at doing. It's not like you aim to displease people. You want to say it to promote yourself.
Well, like your point earlier was talking about like producer tags and stuff. I'm imagining, you know, I'm walking with a producer, right? Dude, check out that girl over there. And he's like, Swamp Izzo! I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
DJ Khaled!
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he's like hype about it. He's like, oh, yeah, DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, proliferation or whatever.
No.
Or stigma or style.
Yeah, well, so what's going on in your guys' lives?
Because I mean, depending.
No, I'm shutting his shit.
So hold on, yeah, because I guess depending on the word that you use, depending on any situation, like, you know, dude, nice, no matter what the context, like, someone, even if it's not positive, someone might look at me and be like, why would he say that unless he was like, dude, nice, like, dude, I ran over.
You don't have to say things that you mean all the time. It doesn't have to be real.
But if
So,
I like see, you know, a girl
I don't mean it.
and I'm like, dude, nice, you know what I mean? Obviously, you might be like thinking I'm talking about the girl. But then if you're like, hey, I just ran over a nail and now I have a flat tire, and I'm like, dude, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
You can use both of them you can use it for any situation.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything.
That's
Yeah.
what, and that's a tag like that. You got to be able to use it in any situation.
Yeah.
Well, you
Like, if
don't
you-
have to use it in every. You have to be like,
No,
I
I'm
really.
Not every situation, just any situation.
What,
Yeah.
what is it that you want to know about this? Or it's like, what do you want?
No, we're trying to see what your point is.
Yeah.
What my point
I want
is?
to talk about Charlie Sheen.
I've already made a bunch of points, and I've already like worded a lot of words together, and
What is your thoughts
it's not that upsetting.
on the political landscape right now with Doge
No.
and
No.
and
Don't
Donald
even
Trump?
No, we're not doing
We're
this.
not-
We're not doing
He
this.
doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
I don't want to. I do not want to do
Doge
this.
and the whatever.
In the Doge, you don't believe in the Doge?
Elon Musk is killing it out there. No, I don't think so. I don't really
And
know.
by it, he means, you know, children, slaves, and his timelines.
Well, I'll say
Is that
that
what you mean?
yeah, right?
he brought his kid to a UFC event, and everybody got upset that his kid was there. And I think that it's a good thing to bring kids to wherever.
Yeah.
Because people always make it that kids and adults are like
there a-
divided from each other.
Is there like a
Kids should be allowed to be anywhere, and everybody's like, "Oh, how dare he bring his kid here
Is
and
there
bring
an
his
age
kid
limit?
everywhere?"
Is there an age limit?
He
on
should bring his
UFC?
kid. Kids should be
I don't
wherever,
think so.
so that adults always. It's
Because it is
I'm sure there-
violence.
I'm
It
sure
is
there-
violence, but like,
I'm sure there is if you're not with an adult.
yeah.
But if you're with an adult, I'm sure you can get in still.
Interesting. I don't know much about
Yep.
that because I know like WWE. That's like for kids. You know what I mean? Like or like.
Well, be careful.
Yeah.
If you check those audiences, it's mostly grown
Big
men.
kids, really big kids. How about we talk about wrestling? You know, nice little segue. Jake Paul, or wait, is it no? Logan Paul, right? The nicer one, the nicer looking one, right? The one that looks a little bit more like you'd let your daughter date him, not the bearded one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look the same.
Okay, but Logan, he's the one in WWE, right?
Yes.
Okay, dude.
It's hard to care about.
I have a theory.
One more.
It's
one
not
of
my
them
theory,
over
but
the other.
I've seen it online. Other people talk about it. Dude, Logan Paul is going to become one of the presidents of the United States.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
Dude,
Is that what you really think?
I think.
Yeah, he does.
I do. I truly believe it. I think that one of the.
I don't think Logan Paul is smart enough to be the president.
What president have we had in the past is smart enough?
Barack Obama.
I think that Trump is smarter than Logan Paul.
You think so?
Logan Paul's kind of dumb.
Really? He and his
think
brother.
I would actually
he and
say-
his brother are my age. So
Well,
like
they're
20,
geniuses for.
I would actually say Logan Paul and Donald Trump are probably pretty comparable. Actually,
I'm.
They're
telling
probably. I think that Trump is smarter than Logan Paul.
Okay,
like
so
the way that Trump talks when he goes on Joe Rogan, where he just like talks about everything, even stuff that you've never heard him talk about before, and like with great detail.
Yeah.
He's a lot smarter than like Logan Paul is kind of more of a public genius.
well,
or
Logan Paul
something.
couldn't even be president until he was what 35.
Yeah, he's still got
Like I guess being a
6
public
years or 7
genius
years.
might give him an advantage.
So he's got at least another 2 cycles. Like he has to wait 2 cycles. Mm-hmm. Unless
I guess
something
maybe
changes.
he could, but like what he doesn't do
Dude,
See,
a
don't
lot.
you-
He just
don't
not
you-
boxing.
Don't
It's
you?
not happening.
It's happening.
No.
He's on the WWE. Donald Trump was on.
I kind of like the idea of
and
it, but
Donald
he just
Trump
is
became
boxing
president.
in WWE.
Dwayne
and
Johnson will
has
become
a-
president before.
He just has a podcast.
He's
and
on the list. He's on the docket.
His
And he's old
podcast
enough.
isn't that great. I don't.
And guess what? For a minute,
Impulsive is
people
that?
talked
Do you
about
watch
it.
that?
Do you remember that?
Who?
Do you watch
Dwayne-
Impulsive?
Yeah.
Dwayne, no? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember that was like
Do
a
you watch
real
Impulsive?
thing. No, what's that?
The Logan
His
Paul
show, his
podcast.
I'm
podcast.
having. Oh wait, you have how many podcasts?
No. Logan's podcast.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I've,
that's his-
I've like seen like things here
Clips.
and there. Yeah, like when he a long time ago when he talked to Mike.
His
Do you
podcast
watch
is.
it?
I watch it a little. It's.
What
I don't
podcasts
think
do
it's
you
that
guys
great.
listen to? Like, do you guys listen to podcasts often?
History podcast every single day of my life.
I would say I listen to a lot of history stuff.
I pretty much
So-
only. listen
Recently, I've
to
been
history podcasts.
watching a lot of Red Bar Radio. Do you know what that is?
No. What's up?
It's a critic guy that makes fun of all of the podcasters.
Oh, nice.
And the
Did
show
you
is
talk
the show is
off
called
of it?
Red Bar,
I
and
was like, you should submit your podcast.
Yeah. Is that how it
oh
works?
yeah, I'd love for if he saw me. That guy.
If it was like, wow, look at this.
He's the king, though. He's just like the greatest at doing that of all those people that do that kind of thing. He makes fun of all the podcasts, but it's like a live show. But there's a ton of clips of it on YouTube, and I just like can't stop watching it.
Interesting.
He's very yeah. I mean, but I just like that he's a critic, and I like that people for some reason get upset about somebody who would go around just criticizing everybody and just talking shit, because he'll talk shit about like Tony Kill Tony and the Joe Rogan Experience, but just like say all the worst things about them that anybody can see but nobody says. Which is like we don't treat Joe Rogan the same way as other people generally, but he'll just like really make fun of these people. And I think that's great because people think that it's bad to talk about criticism or something like that, I think. And
What do you think?
I think that people don't like to bring up criticism, and a lot of people are like trapped by it, or like you're not allowed to address it.
Like address being criticized or address
like
the
people are a little
things that
bit-
should be criticized.
Just like people are a little bit wary about you bringing it up, or
Because what you're saying
something
is like two
that.
different things. Because like if you're like, you know, if you have a problem and I'm like, hey Matt, you have a problem, and I'm criticizing you, you know, depending on how you look at it.
But like, how do you guys deal with criticism? Is what I want to know,
Just
because
take it.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like you take it and then like, but I'm talking about criticism that you hear and that you think about for a while. Like somebody says something, but like criticism that's accurate, I think that you do actually have to think about that.
Yeah,
If
that's what I'm
see-
saying, is I
see,
take
but
it.
that's the only time you.
But
think
it's
about
like
it, though.
you can't just be like I don't
Like, if
listen.
someone was like-
I don't listen to critics.
If
Or,
someone's
I
like,
don't
Eddie,
listen to
you're
haters.
gay, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gay, but then someone's like, Eddie, you like sucking dick, and I'm like, oh shit, I love doing that. Like,
Like if it's
Sometimes.
like if it's more accurate,
No.
then it should stick with you longer, and you
Yeah.
should have to take all the heat of that and whatever that means. And that's the only way that you can really move on in life and
So I
keep
guess
surviving.
You are saying that people don't like hearing the truth?
I'm saying there's a lot of people that maybe don't want to even address criticism or pretend that they're adults about everything and don't like hear it. Or like
Dude, if you work in the service industry, bro.
What he's saying is that people just don't. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to admit that there's anything wrong with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Essentially.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's a way of saying it. Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about.
But there's also, this is the point that I was getting across, is that like the guy that's just going around criticizing everybody, like that could be a problem. You know what I mean? If like you're just. Because you could just be criticized. Like,
I'm talking about how everything is criticism. Everything you hear, and it's like, I don't know.
I'm criticizing you right
what
now.
What I'm saying is just like, when you talk shit to people, but other people hear it, but it's like,
you get offended.
Like it's not necessarily meant for you, but you take it on yourself. Should you take it on yourself? You know what I mean? When people are talking shit, you don't know if it's meant for you. Should you take it on yourself? When you're like, oh, does that mean me? I think that you have to embrace all of those. Be like, okay, yeah, you have to go to that narrative that it does apply to you. And to like say, yes, that is me.
So when I'm walking by my neighbor's house and I hear the husband yelling at the wife, being like, you don't do enough anal, I need to be like, you're right, I don't do enough anal, dude. It's like, I need to do more anal. Because that criticism wasn't meant for me, maybe.
No. I'm not saying
it was an earshot.
I'm not saying be stupid about it. Where anything that anybody says. I'm not saying that. Like you have to discriminate against. Like if it was meant for you, you have to you have to filter out that it wouldn't be that. Like if it's a situation you obviously know doesn't apply to you.
So what the situation you're providing is like a theoretical.
I'm just saying like take all the narratives or something like that.
A theoretical point where like there's like two people talking and you think they're talking about you. Is that
well, I guess so. Well, like this last podcast I put it out and then
did you get criticized on it?
And then Murph Henderson shared it, and then he said something about he was running his mouth. And then what I like to do is that I'm like, okay, so he's running his mouth, and that applies to me too, because like I'm in the same situation as him, because it's just a podcast he shared of the two of us talking, He's like, I'm running, if you want to see me run my mouth, look at this.
That's not criticism?
No, it's not criticism. But what I like to do is be like, okay, well, it's the same for me too, because I was running my mouth also. So it's like, okay, that same thing applies to me. I can't help but take it on when I realize that. So it's like, yeah, that's true. And nobody has ever been big enough to ever say that to me or like point that out in my direction, that specific phrase.
Yo, he's doing it right now.
What do you mean?
Is that what you wanted? Did you want us to tell you that you're just running your mouth?
No, that's what I. Yes, you're right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I am running my mouth right now. Yeah. I'm just saying that nobody has said that to me, but I'm saying when I saw that, it reminded me. Before I even put that up, I was thinking about how like I need to do that more. And when he said that, it made me realize that I like wasn't running my mouth enough. Like I wasn't like, oh no, I need to run my mouth less. I was like, because I know about that phrase, that nobody said that specific phrase in my direction for whatever reason, even though it applies to me.
But Murph said it about himself.
I know, but it's like it's a podcast with just the two of us. Like I feel like it applies more to me. I do that every episode. Like he was on just one episode. But it's like, as long as people would say that it's true what he's saying, or like that does apply. If it does apply to him, I feel like it applies to me. So it's like I was enlightened, and then it's great too. But I can think back to that and think about like, oh yeah, I need to run my mouth more. That's what I feel like when I read it. That's what it made me think that I needed to do, was run my mouth more.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's just like something that gives me confidence, maybe partially or whatever, for a time period. Okay. Do you ever, what ways do you like, because people don't really like the partial confidence, people don't like hype. they don't like hype and raising happiness or whatever, and they don't. I feel like people don't really like happiness that much, and they want everybody to commit to sadness.
Who are you hanging around?
I don't know. But I mean, I think that...
Do you hear that person just honking?
Yeah, oh yeah, I do hear that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But anyway.
I like some type of baby mama situation.
Yeah, dude. I feel that.
That's how it was in my old neighborhood. That's how it was in my old neighborhood.
Dude. Oh, man. Yeah, dude.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I have topics to talk about.
Yeah.
I have some topics to talk about.
Let's do that.
First of all, I want to talk about fatherhood.
All right.
And second of all, I want to talk about boundaries.
Ooh.
So let's start with
fatherhood and boundaries.
Let's start with fatherhood.
All right. There was only, I think,
right.
one father here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think, yeah.
All right.
It's pretty fun. I mean, I always like to tell people that, having kids is a lot like going into war, because some people want to go to war.
You better not be telling a joke right now.
Some people want to go to war, and some people get drafted.
You piss me off, dude. I can always, because you have this certain, he has this certain cadence when he starts telling jokes.
I'm not saying that I got drafted. I'm not saying that I got drafted. I'm saying that it was a two-party consent.
You need to get out of rehearsal mode.
But one person was way more into signing the Bill of War than the other. That's all I'm saying.
He's still going.
No. Listen.
Can you tell us about the chickens on your property?
No. Stay on fatherhood. Do you want to be a father?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a father. I'm very uncertain about it.
Yo,
let it go.
That's
just
why
be like, yeah, I want to be a father. Yeah, I do. Let's do it.
I will say this.
No.
It's
Why don't you want to be a father?
It's incredible. I don't want to be a father because no, it's fun. This is what I will say. I will say that it takes a lot of constitutions on some nights, dude. It really does. Like, especially like when both of you are both off of work or something like that, and it's like nighttime, and it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m. And it's worse when it's like in like the 3 and the 4 a.m, because it's like you have just gone to sleep for not that long, and then you don't have that long to sleep.
Yeah.
Once you get settled in again.
Yeah.
So it does take a lot of constitution, but I will say.
I want to know about the chickens on your property. No, we need to get to that right now.
Stop! I want to finish this.
But I will say that watching another human being grow is fucking crazy.
Especially when they look like you.
Dude.
It's like, well, this is the best.
Wow, yeah.
Especially for this guy.
Especially
like,
the identicality of it.
Yeah, dude. The blonde hair.
Yeah, the baby that looks like just
the face.
Yeah, I was gonna say the eyes. He's definitely got my eyes, and maybe my nose. But like, the baby's noses are hard because it's like they're all kind of like the same until they like stretch out a little bit, and then. But yeah, their eyes are. Some babies have like those Disney eyes, which are pretty crazy.
Where it's just like a.
They're like huge. They're just
dang.
like
That's
wide.
scary. That's really.
Dude,
scary.
it is weird. Like my sister's kid has like Disney eyes. They're like were super wide and everything.
What are they gonna do about it?
I don't know.
They're gonna take care of that.
I'd probably put
Doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like.
It sounds like a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you?
Like a Disney character?
One of Disney eyes. It's just like it sounds like one of the issues. It sounds like one of the issues that we're facing.
Yeah.
Like it's like a condition, like
Dude,
Disney eyes.
Like
Yeah.
you hit your vape too many times and your kid just comes out with Disney eyes.
Yeah, you don't know what's gonna lead
It's
to
all
that.
those microplastics and stuff like that.
So Eddie recommends fatherhood.
Anybody can get Disney
I recommend
eyes
it.
at
I
any
tell
time.
everybody that
If you have Disney eyes for
you
4 hours,
should be a father.
for 4
And
hours or longer.
More importantly,
seek a
you
doctor's
should
help.
be a father or a mother because of the crazy bottleneck that we're probably like. It's not happening like soon, but like the next 100 years. People who are in my generation, who are like millennials, who are like 30s to like 40s, a lot of them don't have kids.
Yeah. So you're talking about the population, like
there's just going to be a huge gap at some point. And then all I'm going to say
a huge
is
gap
that
for what? In what?
In our population being...
yeah.
What's the term for it?
I don't know.
There's going to be a population crash.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but
I don't think there will be.
I don't think it'll be a crash. I think
immigration.
ours is going to be.
decrease a lot.
I think ours is going to be like a middle. It's going to be like a hey,
Hopefully.
you probably should be careful.
Hopefully it doesn't
how we're
crash.
handling it.
Well, we just went positive again. We're 2.1 again.
Oh, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know that
The
like
conservatives got the word out.
all I'm
We
saying
need more.
is that a lot of people who are my age and a lot of my friends, they're like, I don't want kids, and it was all because of like climate change and everything. But then at the same time, though, is like if you don't have kids to like fix that problem, it's like you're not smart enough to fix the problem. Like if you don't have kids that will eventually become smart enough to fix the problem, then you're just gonna die.
Everything crashes and burns.
So I mean, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
other than that, you don't need to have like 1,000 kids, but if everybody had like 2,
So what about specifically...
I wish everybody would have 2 kids. 2.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We all do.
2 or 3,
Every one of us wants everybody to have 2 kids.
But not...
Everyone does.
everybody,
And we're all already having 2 kids as far as I'm concerned. Unless people are too old to have it. But like if you're a man, you can always be
dude.
really
Abraham,
old.
dude, he fathered his children at what?
Abraham was a good guy. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in Abraham?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He believes in Abraham. It's the father.
It's
of all
like,
nations.
do you think the Old Testament is like? What do you think about that? Do you think? Are you a Christian?
I think it's the real book.
Do you go to church?
No, I don't go to church.
Okay.
We already had this conversation last time I was here, so...
I just
Do you go
asked
to
you.
church?
I just asked you if you went to church.
I know, yes, I go to church.
No, I mean I asked, but today I asked him.
Yeah, and I told you no, I don't.
Yeah, I'm collecting everybody's names, like who'd they go to church. Everybody.
Alex and
So then,
Yes, goes to church.
when he goes into power, he's gonna be like, all right, all the churchgoers.
Who are my conservatives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a
The
conservative.
faithful among us. The people who like faith. What do you think about faith? I think that is not a good word. For the way that, I don't think that Christians use it the right way, because they're like, we have faith, and that means like believing without seeing.
I don't remember what the fucking guy's.
But I think that you shouldn't put faith in you shouldn't entrust your life or your soul to faith.
Why not?
Because faith is not a good, sturdy, reliable thing to use as a tool.
I would argue that it's the only.
No, not for anybody. Watch out for faith. Is what I'm saying. Because
she's a bitch.
what I put faith in
She'll slap
is
you in the face, dude.
what I put faith
Don't
in
disrespect her.
is that civilizations live within the earth, and there's openings at the North and South Pole for us to go in there, and that's where all the UFOs come from. They come from within the earth. I have faith that is true. And that's something that you should put faith in, because I am able to lose that if it doesn't turn out that is true.
I would argue,
You shouldn't be like, my eternal soul is going to heaven. I have faith that it will. For something that you have no idea if it will happen or not. Because that's what you use faith for.
But how about this?
That's what faith is.
I would argue that most peoples that have ever survived any sort of apocalypse, I would argue that probably most of them were at some level faithful to like a higher thing.
Yeah, so you have those chickens that are on your property, and you try to capture them.
Are we done on the faith conversation?
I could have
What?
kept going.
Okay, sorry, what were you just saying?
You were saying that you didn't think it was important.
I don't know, I was just, I guess I was just trying to, like, go fast or something.
Go fast. Do you have faith?
No, well, I have faith in what I just said that I have
Yeah.
faith in. I have faith in, like, the
UFOs.
UFOs come from the Earth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's something that I haven't, like, I believe
We
in.
could talk about
It's
UFOs
something that I
later.
believe in, but that I haven't seen. Like, I have no idea that it will ever happen. And it's good that I get to use faith for that, because I'm never going to be able to visit Antarctica in my life, so I'll never I'll never be able to verify if it's true.
What do you guys think about the UFOs? Do you guys think it's aliens, or what do you guys think?
I think they're...
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't really know.
I just came up on somebody talking that I thought was very interesting. There's a few different videos that I kind of like put a couple of things together, and I was like, oh, maybe. So listen. So there's this thing called the Andromeda paradox, where it's like if you're sitting in a chair looking at Andromeda, like right here, and I'm also right here, but I start running around and I'm also looking at Andromeda. I guess supposedly because of like how relativity works, I see like days ahead of you because I'm moving faster. So the light that's reaching us isn't technically reaching us at the same level. It's like if I'm running, relativity like makes me see days ahead of time. So I was wondering, I was like, what if these UFOs are fucking time machines?
Yeah, they could be.
And that would make the most sense to me.
Because, dude, think about it like this. They're doing all these crazy maneuvers.
They could be from other planets. They could be,
They could be from our planet.
They could be from our planet. They could be from... I think that there's...
They could be from God.
There's really great technology. They could be from anywhere. They could be from the planet that rules us from somewhere else.
What is more likely? Something that can travel the speed of light or faster, or something that can, like, manipulate time?
What's...
Well...
The floor's yours, Matt.
Yeah, the floor is yours, dude.
Probably the speed of light is what... The one with the speed of light.
You think that's easier?
That's more scientific.
You think that's
Science
easier?
can't stop talking about the speed of light. They're like, the speed of light.
We have examples of light. We don't have examples of time travel.
Yeah, we don't.
It's got to be the speed of light. That's got to be what it is. If that's the answer for all that stuff that you're talking about.
But
if speed of light was an option, speed of light.
Because here's the deal. I'm wondering if like the time machine, or like if the UFO is like a time machine where like the thing gets in and can travel back and it doesn't get affected by like the moving of time. Like think about it like this. Think about like something that's moving, like particles that are moving, and each particle is like hitting the other particles. Like there's always a cause and effect. There's like a destined place where entropy, hold on, let me back up. Where it like spreads out, where the energy spreads out, everything is even, everything is always moving. So it's like time's always moving forward for us because our molecules are moving in that direction. Does that make sense? Like what I'm saying is like our time is always moving forward because our molecules are in with all these other molecules that are getting pushed. And so we just are moving towards an old, like, it seems to us older. Yeah, whatever. But now imagine you could stop those particles from being moved by everything else.
No.
And then you reverse that.
I don't feel like that.
Have you ever seen like a video
of
some, like, there's like...
Imagine. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the chicken conversation, and then I want to talk about boundaries. I still want to talk about boundaries.
Okay, yeah.
Boundaries.
So
because I had an altercation with boundaries recently.
Ooh.
So I want to talk about
Ooh.
it.
All right.
So chickens, pretty cool. I was gifted, I guess you could say, 4 chickens, but he took the home
from the landlord.
Yeah. But he took the home.
So the guy who used to live there?
Live there. The guy who owns the house, yeah. So he owns the house. I got those chickens, but the home that they were staying in was gone. So they were staying in a little nesting box. I tried to build a run around them, which is like an enclosure that keeps them in, but they didn't like that, and they left. And they got out, and they have been feral. Now, to be fair, they've always been super free-range chickens. So they've always been like out in the neighborhood, but they always come back at night. But they don't come back at night anymore. So I built a new coop.
Because they don't like him.
Yeah, they don't like them. But he didn't raise them either, so it wasn't like they were his chickens.
So they're just running out, and then like you put food out to try to get them to come back.
Yeah. So and then eventually I have. So the new development is I've taken the food, I put it in the new coop. Eventually, like working them up to the door of the coop.
Okay.
Put it in the coop, and I've captured 2 of them twice now. So before I came here, I actually captured 2 of them. So.
They keep running away. They've been running away from you for how long?
Since February.
Yeah.
Since February, like you go out in the morning and they all run away.
Or they'll just be gone.
Yeah, they're just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They free range, so they just leave.
They're just gone. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was okay. That's the way that you described it to me initially. It's just like, you're trying to you like chase after them or something. Or like,
I can't get within like 30 to 40 feet of them before they like if they see me and I'm within 40 feet, they're
take off.
Yeah.
So it's just like this big thing where you're trying to domesticate them.
Yes.
The same way that they see you the same as the landlord.
Listen. And also, just like a common misconception, because people are always like, oh, chickens don't fly, which is kind of bullshit, okay? Chickens can fly.
For like 20 feet.
Yeah. Like, crazy amount. Like, not like city to city.
You said that like you're furious about it.
Dude, I do.
Yeah, 20 feet.
Because growing up, I was like...
You fight against that, I think.
If you would have come to me...
You fight against the naysayers.
Have you ever seen a chicken fly, Matt?
No.
Dude.
It's a pretty crazy looking thing.
Yeah.
Because they're such big,
I mean, I probably seen it fly.
They're such big fat birds.
I've probably seen it fly.
But at the same time, these ones are a smaller mix. They're called bantams. So these ones, they like lay smaller eggs and everything. So they're lighter. So they're like they can fly a little bit better than like regular.
So you can probably go 30 feet.
Dude, it was on top of an apartment building. One time I just saw it up in the tree. I was like...
That's crazy.
Dude,
a chicken in a tree is crazy. Dude, I've never seen that before in my life. Dude. That is a crazy thing to picture as a chicken in a tree.
Honestly, though, that's where they should be. That's like... It would be so awesome. I'm like thinking about like... If I didn't catch them, if I didn't like recapture them and like...
Chicken trees.
Like, trained them to hang out in the tree.
Like, dude, no. I'm just saying how awesome would it be like... If like... You know how like you can walk around and there will be like a blackberry tree... Or like some type of you know what I mean, like a fruit tree, like on the trail or something like that. How awesome would it be?
Trail.
Yeah, blackberry tree. Yeah,
like how awesome would it be if you're just walking around and there's just fucking feral chickens, and as long as it hasn't rained, you know the eggs that you find on the ground.
I'd rather run into a tree, a blueberry tree, than into. I mean,
I would
a raspberry tree than a chicken.
Yes, I agree. Chickens. I agree with him. I would much rather not deal with chickens all over the place.
Not all over the place, you know.
You're
like
just like
geese.
So. This is like a garden.
You know how like geese are?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. A little less than
You'd
that.
rather have like a lemon tree in your yard that you could easily water and whatever.
Yeah.
You could get the lemons from.
I would love a lemon tree.
Rather than chickens that don't obey you.
Yeah, that just run away at 40 feet. 40 feet's pretty far away.
It's so far away.
Like they like catch glimpses of you and they're just like...
I'm telling like another thing that we can talk about before boundaries really quick is like how bad AI actually is. Like it's actually not that helpful. It's really not. Like
it's not that great for how much people say.
Yeah. It's not there yet, but
the AI in the chat
like
isn't that great.
What do you guys think about comics using AI to help them write jokes?
I think
I know a couple of comics that do that.
I think that you can't prevent it. Everybody, I guess, has that option.
Yeah.
So it might just make you. It might just make you sound like other people who use that same tactic.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
It's not like the AI, the way that it is now, that it talks that differently to each person. It kind of probably provides a lot of the same responses.
Yeah.
To all people.
It's also just like the guys that I know that do it, they've kind of like shown me, and it really just gives like super generic responses. It's not like nothing like super creative or unique or anything. One guy I know literally will type out his entire joke into the AI and then be like, help me tag this. And And I'm
Is
like,
this somebody I know?
yeah. And I'm like,
Is it?
we all know him. I'm not saying it.
We'll talk about it after the podcast.
I'm not saying it after the podcast.
Oh
either.
my god.
I'm sworn to secrecy. But
That means it's a good friend.
yeah, it's a close friend of mine, so I can't say anything. But anyways, yeah, I like when he showed me that, I was like, that is so interesting.
That's
dude.
crazy to me because you can probably tell by his writing, anyways. Like his writing, like if it's who I think it is, I'm like I can tell. AI, biggest ghostwriter of all time. Like let's go.
I feel like it's definitely gonna become that,
like,
right?
Dude,
that's the future. Right?
Imagine.
I know that AI already helps writers, like for movies, write out the first script.
Yeah.
They usually after the first script do it themselves.
Yeah.
But I've on podcasts heard multiple writers say, yeah, I used AI to help me write the first script.
Oh, dude,
Like the first rough draft. I'm like,
dude. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, especially, like I said, with this cartoon idea, it's like, I already know what I want. Like, the thing that I have problems with, and this is like where my frustrations with AI is that I can't get the AI to give me what I want. You know?
Yeah. What did you want to say about boundaries?
Boundaries.
So specifically with boundaries, I've been asking people about this, and it's just an interesting conversation in my opinion. Like, so there's a lot of people out there who assume that boundaries are just assumed, but to me that is absolute insanity. Like a boundary to me is like the actual definition of a boundary is like something that is agreed upon between two groups, people. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you're on the same page as that
About boundaries?
Yeah. If someone's like
two groups agree on a boundary?
yeah.
That makes it a boundary?
That makes it a boundary.
Yeah, I think that makes the boundary pretty strong.
Can you have boundaries by like?
It's like between the America and Mexico, that border. Like
Yeah.
the more,
That's
if
a boundary.
both of us are like, that's a border. But it seems like Mexico doesn't really want it to be one. But America
Yeah,
does.
I think they do. They want to keep their citizens in. Let's not talk about that.
So wait, hold on. But because I guess that, so...
But if the America sees if both parties see it, then it's a strong border, and it's better that way. But it's still a border, even if one person sees it.
But I have a feeling though. But now I don't like where this conversation is going. Just because in my brain, I'm like, it's clicking off. It's like, oh, so because one person isn't aware of a border or a boundary, it doesn't make it a boundary.
It makes it a boundary if the one side puts up a wall. I think.
Yeah. But what if you don't accept the wall?
But that doesn't make any sense because, like, so the example I use is like, imagine like a teacher is in office hours, right? But
Yeah.
they didn't have any sign up that says "Do not disturb me during office hours," and a kid walks in like, "Hey, can I ask you some questions? Like, why are you in here right now? What are you doing in here? Get out of here!" It's like, why should they assume that they shouldn't come in? There was nothing
During the office hours?
Yeah, there's nothing saying they shouldn't go in.
Well, like, people put up signs and stuff, and they expect you to read them.
But I'm just saying, theoretically, let's just say...
But I don't like that.
See...
I don't like... Everyone's like...
So let's back up
so
a second.
surprised you didn't read their sign.
So let's back up a second, though. It's like, let's be a little bit more, like, egregious with it. Like, do you go around touching other people, just, like, randomly?
Just because it's a rule to not touch people.
But whose rule is that?
Society.
Because like with me and Josh, I might walk up to
Josh.
Josh.
It's like a socially acceptable. It's just so you're not weird.
Okay,
but if you do that, then you're weird.
But is that boundary?
And that's why people like to use weird as a weapon.
Is that boundary implied though?
I mean, it's implied, sure, yeah.
Or is it just like learned?
Like, it's learned because you don't want to be rejected by people. And so you don't want to be rejected by society, and
Because I mean,
you could also get in trouble.
Yeah.
For touching people.
Well, yeah. But
yeah,
what I'm
then
saying,
if you're in trouble, you'll be like more isolated. The more trouble that you get into.
So what I'm saying is there's a response to if you do that sort of thing.
So wait.
Do you guys ever like get stuck on a phrase that you tell yourself all the time? Like you do, like I say that I get stuck on one that I just like will.
What is it?
I'll throw at myself just that I hate myself. It's always like some hate thing. I'll just get stuck on it, and then it just evolves all the time.
That's depression.
You guys don't do that? It's not depression.
The phrase is,
No.
The phrase is I hate myself. That's the phrase.
No. That's not the phrase. I'm saying
followed by like.
No, I'm saying I get stuck on a different one that's in the like. It's sort of like I hate my like.
Can you give me an example?
I'm just saying it's directed at me.
Okay.
And the one that I'm stuck on right now is you should be murdered. That's what I say. I say to myself, you should be murdered all the time.
This is depression, probably.
But that's just the one that I am on now. Or
Right now, like specifically,
people should. It's always just like. It's always just like people should kill you or whatever. Like
Dude, I love
you're,
this.
and also just like insufferable idiot or stuff like that. That I'll just throw at myself during the day, just like, oh, you fucking.
Yeah.
You know,
I call
but
myself a
but I'm
dumbass.
saying it's always like one phrase per like in 2 months it'll have evolved to the new one where I'm saying that to myself all the time.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Right now it's like people should murder you or like
Yeah, mine's not that egregious, but I do that on a lesser scale.
and so we gotta wrap it up.
We never
gotta wrap it up.
we never-
because we have time constraints.
Okay, well, we never finished.
I gotta do my taxes. I gotta do my
And
taxes.
close it.
All right, what do you want to say?
We never settled on the boundaries thing.
I know.
Yeah,
well,
we did. We just.
I was trying
We could keep talking for a while. And
Let's
I mean-
just come to a conclusion on boundaries.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out because my thing was that like I feel like some boundaries are just kind of implied.
the boundary. When are we gonna hit that to end it?
Yeah,
The
because
boundary.
I did set a boundary earlier. That's right. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, but I didn't know about the boundary.
Yeah.
So does
That's
that mean?
that's a boundary I have trouble with.
So are you?
Ending
So are
the
you
question-
allowed to be?
the question
this is
be-
your office hours.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be mad at you, right? Because you didn't know about the boundary, right?
I didn't tell you about the boundary. It's true.
But that's what I'm saying. But
He did actually tell me about the boundary.
Did I?
He told me.
But let's say
and then he
theoretically,
followed up with, "I guess he can't do his taxes tomorrow."
I couldn't. I can't.
I know. I told you that in person, though.
I can't do them tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow. I can't do them tomorrow.
No. So yeah, I guess.
No, but that's the whole point of the question is, since you, let's say theoretically you didn't know about them,
Yeah.
should you be in trouble? Like, should I be upset with you? That would be unfair of me to be upset with you, right?
True.
Okay. All right, you guys have a good.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Sorry, that was a
boundary.
personal. That was a personal.
Dude, I know it is, and that's why I'm trying to figure out where it was.
There's a lot of boundaries everywhere. It's
Uh-oh.
just like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did you think that you?
The ending boundary. I could end it, and then that would be the ending boundary. But I need to. But if I want to follow your boundary, we have to end within the minute.
All right. Well, hold
We
on.
would have to end it
Do
7
you
minutes.
care about boundaries or
So,
not?
Okay.
Yes.
Mitch
But
Connor,
I mean, it's up to me.
listen. What did you think?
It
You
feels like a
accomplished
bomb is
today?
going off.
What do you think that you accomplished?
No, it's
today?
not really. This podcast is about it, and then I got stuck watching an old U.S. Open for some fucking reason. I bet not some fucking reason, just like some reason.
Wait, while you were doing the podcast?
No, just before.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, were you literally talking all that while watching?
know why.
U.S. Open?
I guess there's not much going on in soccer, so
attitude about it.
you can just talk about what's going on. You can just talk about.
Today, what I accomplished was this podcast episode.
I was talking about this podcast. What did we accomplish?
I mean, dude, honestly, you guys can keep going. I don't see why not. If
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Truth.
I just gotta get out of here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about.
Because I'm like, you still have.
I forget about that option.
Yeah.
You still have all that beer.
I mean, is the podcast based upon how much beer is left in the thing?
To me.
It
Because he
is,
doesn't have any beer.
but it's. I mean, that would be in like a homely.
We can call it.
Idiom, like a. No. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to call it.
He was like, I want to.
We can talk for a little bit longer.
You guys got 10 more minutes.
if you want.
All right, we'll do another 10 more minutes or
All right,
whatever.
10 more minutes.
Whatever.
Pleasure.
All right,
Dude,
Eddie,
good to see
Dude,
you.
what is happening?
I'm heading out. I gotta get out of here.
He's got to do his fucking taxes.
I do, bro.
He's got no fucking boundaries, dude.
No, I set a boundary.
He set a boundary.
He's abiding by it.
And I'm abiding by it, exactly.
Oh,
Alright, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
peace and love, brother.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you want to talk about, Mr. Connor?
Just
Mitch.
the Jews and their.
God damn it! I fucking. That would have been such a good ending to the podcast,
We did
dude.
that shit last time.
Dude, that would have been so
We did that
awesome.
shit last time. Yeah.
I can end that. I can edit the rest of this out.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I feel like we had a lot of topics that got brought up. I feel like a lot of them didn't get closed.
During the podcast.
Are we no longer doing the podcast, or is it still
You
podcast?
asked, no, we are still recording. We can just go like, fuck, I don't really care. It's just
Okay.
like if you wanted to stick around.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. What do you want to
The
talk
ending
about?
boundaries, those, I don't ever end them. I'm like, oh, keep going for some reason. But I guess just like for
What's going on? What's going on with you, bro? What's happening?
I don't know.
Been telling jokes recently. Been writing.
What's going on with you?
Fatherhood, chickens, fucking
Yeah.
everything, dude. I think it's. I think I got a trip to Wyoming coming up to go see her family. I got so much stuff going on. It's so crazy. Like I
Do
have.
you like Wyoming?
Oh, I love Wyoming, dude. I fucking love. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs and 2 cats, and then I have 3 kittens right now by one of the cats.
Why do you have so many? Do you think
And then
that
I have-
you live on a farm?
Dude, we have 5 chickens, and then if I can catch the other 3 or 4, then we'll have like 8 or 9. But yeah, I love it. It's a good time, dude. I love it. As I've gotten older, when I was a kid, I wanted to move into the city super bad.
Do you feel like getting rid of any of those dogs?
Why?
Just because they're so expensive?
What? They're not even that expensive. Like, I mean, a 50-pound bag of food, we probably...
Just because it's a nuisance and you gotta spend all your time doing whatever, like letting them out.
See, but I think that that's important for, like, being a human, though.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. Like, the same thing that, like, working out or, you know what I mean? Like, going on a walk is important. I think.
Yeah, no, you're just gaining experience in the area of owning a dog, which you can't cash in for anything.
You could use it to hunt.
You're just like making that sacrifice in order to have a dog at your house. All the time that you spend with it, it's like you gain no experience in anything besides like maybe being more like a dog.
You're bonding with the animal.
You become more like a dog. I mean, that's one reason to not have one is to because you don't want to be more dog-like.
So you wouldn't want a dog, so
You can't escape the influence
of
of animals.
being a
I don't
dog.
know.
Just
Maybe you can.
chewing
It's
on
just-
bones.
You can ignore what an animal is doing in your house, but like they're I like to talk about that the animals are like people too. I feel like if you have dogs around you, wouldn't you become more dog-like?
I mean, I guess. I guess I'm more dog-like. I don't know. Do I have
Yeah, but you have dogs and cats.
Yeah, I don't know if I have like an extra need to
Yeah.
chew on bones, or if I have an excessive need to go outside and dig holes or anything.
Digging up them holes.
But I will say that having dogs and cats and like the chickens has given me like routines, which have like
You like routines?
I think routines are helpful for the brain.
You're pretty real, aren't you?
What does that mean?
You're pretty like practical and you like routines. Pragmatic, which is basically just the same thing as practical.
Well, here's the deal. I like routines a little bit more now as I've gotten older, but like I would say that like my life is still pretty like hectic, if that makes sense. My routines are, regularly broken like time frame wise, but like they're still the routines I do every day, and I try to like stick to them and everything. I think that's important for humans to have a regimen, something that they do every day, because it's like maybe not necessarily a control thing, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should be in control of some things in your life, and then if some of those things are just things that you have to put in your day yourself. You know, I feel like that's important.
The day or the night?
Whenever you want, dude.
What is important to do in the day, and what is important to do in the night?
Well, I guess it depends on when you are sleeping and, you know, awake. If you're somebody who's awake at night, you know, those things might change, you know, I don't know. I feel like nighttime, probably shouldn't be eating during the nighttime. You can snack.
I think that you,
should you eat
I
at
think
night?
the day...
What's the day for, Matt Connor?
I think that the day you make money and you make money during the day and you basically save it, because getting money is the same thing as saving it.
How often do you
when you think about
podcast?
it, the second that you put you get money in your bank account, it's the same thing as saving it. Making money is like the same as saving it. Because the second you make it, then save. You know. But what I'm trying to say is that am I getting a little bit
drunk?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we still going?
What? Yeah.
This was an interesting podcast, Matt Connor. This was an interesting podcast. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely not as structured as I thought it was going to be. Thought there was going to be.
What structure did you think that it would be?
I thought that you just have a little bit more like topics.
Yeah, I mean, I did have topics,
listen,
and they were things that I said were things that I thought I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Still just caught up on the whole Charlie Sheen thing. How you brought him up for like literally.
I'm glad that you like that.
You brought him up for 3 seconds, and then we left him.
Yeah, well, the thing is just that winning and nice, like people tag nice because nice is all over the place. It's what you are expected to be. You're not, I mean, at least in public, in the way that the places that people talk about things, where you see other people, you're nice. People are expected to be nice. And if you're like mean in public, we get mad at you a little or something. It's just like, not that great to be mean, but it's just like, why is it so everywhere that you can say, like, nice all the time for something that somebody did? It's always like, nice. Why is that the one? Why is that the one that you get to tag arbitrarily? That it is so much that way. It's like, because that's the point that Charlie Sheen is making. Is that like winning or whatever? If he's making a point at all, like not that he necessarily has intentions.
Do you get along with your roommates?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do they like you?
Sure, they like me. Yeah.
What do you guys talk about?
Whatever our common interests are, we play this game called Dominion.
Dominion.
Yep.
Is that an RTS game?
It's just like a card strategy game.
Card game.
Yeah, that ends in like 45 minutes.
I played Magic the Gathering. That game can take a while sometimes.
What was that like for you? Are you any good at that?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, skill in that game is like a lot dependent upon like your cards. Like if you have like just a better deck than somebody, then
what do you think that nice things are, or like what's related to the word nice? I think that it has to do with like I think it has to do with nostalgia and things that you remember, traditions, things that you uphold that you don't need to. Things that you give respect to that you don't need to, like traditions that we do this every year. You don't have to do that every year. You're just like, oh, we remember our ancestors or something that did this same thing forever and ever. Or it's like just something that was remembered. You're really nice to do any of that for this shit that somebody cared about 100 years ago, but nobody cares about now besides the tradition. That's nice. I feel like that's what niceness is, nostalgia. It's like all that shit about, holidays are about family and whatever. That's niceness because you can't go against that. You can't go against like holidays are about getting together with your family because that's always nice. And if you are, then you're mean and people are like, what's wrong with you? You can't be like, Christmas isn't about family. That's the last thing it's about. It's about like, I don't know. I mean, you can't you can't really go against Christmas. You can't cross Christmas. So is the thing, because I don't know. Because like publicly everybody loves it. So it's kind of got like unanimous support, you know.
Does everybody love Christmas though?
Like publicly, for the people that care about its like the image of things, of princes.
I would probably.
Those people are a lot of the people that make up like who care about Christmas, and like they have control over advertising. It's a big marketing.
Do Muslims celebrate Christmas? I know they have their own like winter holiday, but do they also celebrate Christmas?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Why? What did I say? Like everyone celebrates Christmas?
You just said that everybody loves Christmas, and I was just trying to figure out because I'm trying to figure out because I know that they don't have like I don't think they have a problem with Jesus.
Don't tell anybody that. No. Eddie, stop talking.
He says stop. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think they think he was a pretty cool guy.
Muslims do like Jesus. He's one of their guys.
But they don't celebrate.
He's one of their boys.
But they don't celebrate Christmas, right? Yeah.
Nah.
What's theirs called?
Muslim Christmas.
Muslim Christmas.
Yeah.
What do they celebrate in Muslim Christmas, Matt Conner?
I think just when Muhammad was crucified on a Christmas tree.
I cannot believe you just said that, dude. Peace be upon him. Like, dude.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Dude.
I'm not against him.
Oh my god.
I'm not against him or the celebration of his memory.
I can't believe you were like, Eddie, stop talking. And then you literally just said that.